Hello guys, welcome back to Oceania 4K World Cup 2021. We are back with exclusively Asian matchups right now. This is the first of the two that are remaining in the semifinals. This is Vietnam versus Philippines. I am Pachiraj and I will be commentating with Devi. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. So we're witnessing a loser's bracket. These two teams are fighting for their lives and staying in the tournament. And after that, we'll see. What was the next match actually?
The next match that is going to be following this one is going to be Japan versus South Korea. It's a pretty big one, and well, Vietnam versus Philippines is also a pretty big one. I feel like it's going to be pretty close. Each of the teams have their own strengths and weaknesses, and we've seen tremendous matches. Vietnam versus Indonesia 7-1. Philippines versus Singapore 7-1 as well.
Philippines has also gotten into tiebreaker situations quite often. Mm, and I think that this one might be close as well. Depends a bit on how they're feeling, I guess. But we have plenty of maps to choose from. They're very difficult this time around, so we might see some slight changes in how they want to approach this. I know Vietnam is decent at the hybrids and the rise, while Philippines probably wants to err on the side of anti-meta, such as the SVs and the LNs.
Um, the biggest question is, will we see Cloud in a tournament match?
That is a question. I know you're a big fan of the green lines, the forest, you know. No!
No! Why?
First ban, always. Oh my.
Why would you do this? Davey
Why?
actually
How could this
mentioned the
happen
Philippines.
to me?
Yeah, why does this have to happen? Anyways, the Philippines might be opting for a hybrid plus LN strategy, and they're choosing to ban Cloud. I
They
yeah.
might just have not practiced it. That's my assumption. Just because it's so difficult.
Yeah, honestly, like cloud does require a fair amount of time investment, and well, the time could be used to try and practice some of those other picks. And speaking of other picks, Vietnam is also banning Dodger's gadget.
Hmm. That's being a very density-oriented pick. It was Vietnam, right? Who banned it?
Yeah, Vietnam
Yeah.
banned
Tip.
Dodger's gadget. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have seen that come in because they're not particularly very well versed on the Allen side of thing, and I think that's one of the more chokeable ones. Although Werewolf House is definitely also pretty chokeable, so it might just be Dodger's gadget having that wall that's, too much for them. And they're going straight for Make It Funky. Vietnam's pick is going to be going to Funky Town.
Yeah, absolutely. Vietnam does have a very decent SE lineup. Lottery is by far their best SV player. We've seen tremendous performance from them in SVSC, and their other players are also pretty proficient. Reminder that this is actually the second match this week of Vietnam and the Philippines. We've seen some scores. They've both seen some of the scores that the other teams has done.
I think that Philippines and Vietnam are slightly just very slightly evenly matched on the SVs. I think this one is not all that different from other SVs we've seen, and Vietnam does have a slight edge because of lottery, and also a bit of Azrieli just because of that raw act he brings.
Yeah, Azrieli is also very good.
Yeah, he is like tremendous at lower densities. He can pretty much act anything, and it doesn't let the SV stop him from hacking either, from what it looks like. Very early on, Sirelia took a very large hit in their act somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly, but yeah, they seem to be hitting 200s.
Yeah, it's going to be taking a fair amount of time to catch up to the other players, and Vietnam does have a significant advantage right now.
Yeah, it's fair that like Cloud requires such an immense time investment compared to Make It Funky. Make It Funky is just more or less predictable, or however you want to say it. It's just yeah, players probably don't want to deal with it. It's also a lot denser in terms of patterning. I think a lot of players are just a lot more comfortable on Funky Pick.
Oh
and
no, L is going to be missing, and since we've been talking, Australia has actually dipped below the 98% territory, which is really bad for the Philippines.
Yeah, you don't see that often in the tournament settings, players to go below 98. Usually they happen at SV picks. We've seen them a couple of times on maps such as that IOSIS map we saw in quarters. What was it called? It's called Marisa Wataihenna Monovo Nusunde Ikimashita. I'm really bad at pronouncing Japanese, but there you go. Vietnam takes the point.
Wow, Azrieli with the very impressive 1-200. 994 is an absolutely tremendous score on
yeah, not even that. It's high 994. It's almost 995. That's extremely good. And they're going straight for Werewolf House Philippines, which is granted, they're very strong on the LN side of things. Especially players like Els are a powerhouse when it comes to LN. Especially when you get denser, they've played some insane stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the Philippines, they went ham on the Singaporean team yesterday. And, I'm expecting some really great scores this time around as well. It really is the moment when this all matters.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they got something like a 988, 989 on LFO. Like one of their average score, I think. It says on the sheet. Which is, you know, really good. And Werewolf House is that's very tricky sections. There's like this weird release part that's extremely tricky to hack. Rest are pretty, I don't know, it's just two parts that are just spiky as all hell.
Yeah, Els yesterday did a 991k on Werewolf House, which is a tremendous score of only 200s. We're gonna see if she can do better this time around.
Yeah, let's see what they got. beginning, pretty straightforward, nothing much happening in terms of map, but scores are flickering almost to the beat. If you noticed, not sure if you did, but I kind of noticed that they just flicked to the tempo. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. Like the timings and the ping being a little bit different kind of makes that effect.
Yeah. So from that really tricky release section, it seems like Philippines has a slight lead, but Vietnam is still holding it together. This could be anyone's, actually. Surprisingly.
Yeah, it's actually dead close because Kura and Sorelli are both hovering over the 99.5 territory. And it seems that Labiel and Sibelia are actually holding their stuff together.
Yeah, the scores are looking pretty equal. Tridoan being the overall carry. Els held like 99.77 there, but drop is now all the way down to 99.7. Still the highest.
Oh my god, no!
Oh no!
Els, no, this is not what you're gonna what you want to be doing on your first pick. Oh no!
I'm sorry. This is at the very end too. I felt like I cursed him there. Oh,
yeah,
geez.
no.
There's just one slider break. But overall, an extremely good score. Were it not for that one break, that could have been a 99, 990, 992 even? Not sure.
Yeah, those scores. Look at the 200s. They're absolutely so close. Like, Els does have the advantage in terms of 200s here. 4 versus 8 on Tidwan side. Some of the ratios on the Philippine side are a little bit worse, so it counterbalances out just enough. Without the miss, I think it would have been like really, really, really close.
Yeah, for our Olympic, that was extremely close. I thought that Philippines had an advantage, but I guess that the higher difficulty and it all contributes to some shakiness. But for now, we'll be looking into Vietnam's pick. I'm assuming something along the lines of hybrid or rise. They could go for something easier to start off with. Sachita Kiseki, that was one of those that I thought about. Stamina pick.
Oh yeah, Snows I think is Vietnam's best chance.
Definitely. With players like Azrieli and Sibelia, they have a very good shot at this. Definitely.
Yeah, looking at yesterday's scores from Vietnam, we got a 995k from Azrieli, 991k from Sibelia, 982k with the choke from Tidwan. So I'm expecting if all three players can actually dish out a full combo, we can see like a triple 993 or 995.
Yeah, actually, that's... Let's see. It is very long. It's like a jump stream going on for 3 minutes straight. It will be here for a while. Before that much.
So on the Philippine side, we can see Els, Kura, and Swansea getting on the field. Swansea yesterday has been dishing out some really great Rise scores as well. So really looking forward to see what they can put on the table. Kura has been all around very promising as well.
Azrieli has definitely been Vietnam's powerhouse, just as strong as he is on early game as he is on late game. in terms of price accuracy at least, and that holds up decently at hybrids too.
Yeah, it's worth noting that Asrieli is not quite a new player on the field. Like, Asrieli has been playing for quite a long time now, has taken a break since, but is right on the comeback, has been right on the comeback for tournaments like Soft and now MWC.
Yeah, Soft5 was the first time I heard of him, and I was really amazed at his score. He got really impressive Caprice score, I remember, for example. It's just demolishes Rice like it's nothing. And yeah, as you said, he's pretty old. I think he used to be a Stepmania player. Well, is something.
Swampsy is literally going to be lagging behind for now, but yeah, we're going to be fixing it soon, I hope.
Oh, what? Did you see Swarmsy's screen? It like went black for a split second.
Yeah, Swarmsy's gameplay is literally lagging behind.
That is okay. I guess we won't be seeing those score flickers then. That's sad.
Yeah, for now. But anyways, we can see the raw accuracy from Swampsy, which is actually nutty.
It's actually better than Asrieli. And actually Vietnam is very even in terms of accuracy. They're just... Oh! Try Duan! No! They missed. Will they recover?
Yeah,
there's still a lot of map.
There's still a lot of map to go. That's a fairly early miss, but gonna be suffering the full brunt of the combo. But Els is also gonna be trading one miss, so it's all gonna be back to accuracy.
Yeah, so far Swarmsy keeping it together. Look at that. It's dead center, that UR bar.
Oh yeah, that play is top notch. Like, comparing the accuracies, it seems that Vietnam definitely does have the lead. Like, everyone is above 99.8. Els does have a little bit to catch up, had a pretty big miss.
Oh, that's true, they did have a miss. So then Tridown's miss balances itself out, which means that I think Vietnam has an advantage here because... Ooh,
oh no,
another miss. Oh no, that's bad for Vietnam. It's really, really bad. Because they did have an advantage with Elsa having one miss and lower AC overall. They held a very even AC all around for their team score, right? Which means it balances itself out, that they have a bigger score and Elsa missed even more.
So yeah, it's back to the balance, and now it's definitely in the Philippines' disadvantage right now. It's definitely going to be a Vietnam lead for now.
Yeah, that's a shame. It looks like Els is running out of stamina fast. It's just getting pretty... the misses are clean, but there's still misses. Your score is not going to like that.
You're gonna be taking care of your score, but oh my god, Swampsy is still at 99.95. What is this?
What? He's so consistent at this. It's amazing. Just keeping that score for that long. It's 4 minutes, mind you. A 240 BPM jump stream. That's pretty dense too. Yeah. Okay, it finally slows down, and yeah, that is going to be Vietnam, pretty sure.
Yeah, I just have no words. I'm gonna be looking at the. Oh my god.
That team score. Were it not for those two misses from Tridoan, that would be a really strong team score. It would be like contending for some of the best teams that's currently on the MWC, such as Brazil and USA.
Yeah, like let's put. I think there's no doubt about it. Swampsy's play is actually out of this world, but as a team, Vietnam is really really solid. It's literally the three same scores almost, and the fact that you can dish out three same scores on the same level as someone like Asrieli is actually quite insane.
And the Philippines picking Del Rio. This is going to be probably a LN hybrid versus Rise matchup. Philippines going probably exhausting all their LN options first because they know that Vietnam is slightly weaker on it. I believe that before I think that Vietnam did play Dodger's Gadget and they got not the best team score because Lovely L got himself like 4 misses. Just not something you want generally. I think they still won it in the end, but the overall score was much lower. But I think that Philippines can battle against that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Del Rio is going to be doing. I think Del Rio, as a pure LN pick, is going to be much more in Philippines' advantage. But we've seen Vietnam do some really decent performance on the edge, so got to be keeping your toes ready.
Yeah, the thing is, this map is quite different from the Werewolf Owls. It's lower and requires a lot more. It's like coordination heavy in a sense, more so than Werewolf Owls. It's more like density and sometimes pretty techy leaning. And this one is a bit more constant with its coordination demands. So I think that a team like Philippines does have a slight advantage on this. Just no misses, right?
Yeah, it's really demanding to get a high score on this. Els only has a 981k in the last match against Singapore, so it's just speaking for how hard this pick is.
Yeah, the team score got quite the hit. I'm not sure if Mystery L just messed up somewhere. But it seems like Sibelia not doing well in terms of accuracy, but the rest of the Vietnam team holding up fairly decently, actually.
Yeah, on the Philippines side, Sorella is going to be hanging below the 99% mark, so probably not a good thing, and it gives Vietnam the lead for now.
And yeah, Mysterious L got a miss there.
Oh my god, I just noticed that Sibelia was against Sorella.
Oh my!
This is the commentator's nightmare.
Oh, look at that! Sirelia doing so bad. Wait, which Sibelia? Wait, oh, you're talking about Sirelia? No, I'm talking about Sirelia. What? Sibelia? Huh? Imagine that.
Like, there's Sevelia versus Aurelia, and then there's Lovely L versus Mystery L. What is this match?
That's true. And then imagine if Lovely N was like from Philippines or Vietnam. That would be hilarious. Lovely L versus Lovely N versus Mystery L versus Sevelia versus Aurelia.
I have no idea. Like, I completely missed the fact that Mystery L was actually quite behind in terms of combos, so it's definitely going to be giving Vietnam more of the lead, and the lead hasn't changed all around.
Yeah, it seems like both Trido and Lovely L are doing spectacularly well on this, which means that I think that why can't I say words? Philippines' strategy moving forward needs to be slightly different because they're not doing terrifically well on the LNs as they would like. And I think they have to either go for more hybrids or even Rise, considering they have a player like Swarmsy on standby who is spectacularly strong on Rise accuracy. We just saw how he just demolished a map like that stamina pick.
Oh my god. Vietnam is actually doing so well on the LNs. I think the Philippines might have to reconsider their strategy here, because 987k from Tidwan Gaming, 985k from Lovely L.
That's a lot of 200s from Sirelia. So yeah, Philippines scrambling right now. They have to make a good decision here because they have very little picks left. After this one, it'll likely be their last. Well, not likely, but it can be their last if they don't play their cards right here. And for now, it's going to be Vietnam's pick, going probably for something more right-oriented. I'm probably going to guess, okay, they're going for Goblin. I was gonna guess either Acquaintance or Goblin. Goblin is pretty fair, it's shorter, it's pretty technical. I don't remember much about the map, I think it's had mini jacks, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's pretty techy. It's pretty much a non-slot attack. And Goblin has been really popular as a pick in this semifinals.
It might be because it's pretty short. How long was it again? It's 210, yeah, it's pretty short, and it has like a break section, I believe, so it cuts it down even more in terms of just effort you have to put in. And yes, Swarmsy subbing in for Els. I wonder if this is going to be their final setup. Azraeli, of course, coming in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be looking like...
Also, you noticed that background on Trido on screen? What is that? Why is it suddenly Greek pottery? Ancient Greek pottery.
Seems that Osu is kind of making a design change. Anyways, let's go into Goblin.
Goblin, let's go. It's a pretty stop and go map. You have, as is common for these kinds of picks, like, you're just very abrupt. Have to keep pretty good control overall of all these bursts and trills, and this trill is monstrous back.
Okay, no one messed up terribly on the trill. This trill has gotten so many players out of guard.
Yeah, if you're sight reading that, that is definitely going to catch you off guard because it is really unpredictable. I mean, you can tell that it slows down, but by how much? It's kind of hard to tell when you have such a precision game like Mania. And so far, looks like Philippines holding a alright advantage, but it seems like Swarmzy hit a 200 off of a LN, which means that for now it's on Vietnam's side, but it can easily change. They're pretty even and no one has missed, which is pretty telling.
Yeah, this match is actually incredibly close, and anyone... Oh my god, this...
I think I cursed. Mystery L just missed.
Yeah, Mystery L and 2-1 Gaming actually missed at the same time, more or less. So it's gonna be all balancing it out. Oh my god, 2-1 is gonna be missing again and giving the advantage to the Philippines.
They just have to hold on to just a couple more seconds. Tridon missing even more. This could be Philippines. They just have to hold on a bit longer. Just a couple more rise patterns. Nothing too tricky. And I think this is actually Philippines.
Yeah, it's definitely looking grim for Vietnam. Not looking like a sweep right now. Not a sweep.
Yeah.
I repeat, not a sweep. Oh my god, Swarmzy!
Swarmzy,
no.
What are you doing? 120 ratio on that? Are you kidding? But yeah, since that was a breakpoint, they have to take this advantage. They just have to get another point because they're 4 against 1. Vietnam is 4 against 1, and Philippines not looking like they have a lot of options. So they might just consider more rice picks because we just see how strong a player like Swarms is. They're probably...
Honestly, yeah, I think they might be looking at switching their strategy around. Try things like QE or maybe even Angelic Layer.
And they're going with Power from Andromeda.
Yes. Oh!
I don't remember this pick well.
Oh, that's very daring. That's very, very daring when on the other side we've got... I cannot even name one player from Vietnam. They're just so good. The 3 Rise players that they have on the field are each as good as the other.
Yeah, they're really like just getting the same scores essentially, or the same ratios, whatever. We saw the previous pick, their ratios were pretty much the same, which is really good. But unfortunately, Triduan got a bit of a messy finger. The finger didn't want to hit the key exactly correctly, so we got a couple of misses there. Philippines looking to take their other point, and if they do, they'll be up 4 against 2. Vietnam still having plenty of option, and I think they can also take this one. They just have to keep consistent. And yeah, oh yeah, this was the Jack map, now I remember.
Yeah. The long jacks in the beginning.
I mean, for these players, I don't think they're a big deal, because if you can control that BPM decently, it's just single jacks. They don't pose too much of a threat.
Yeah, it kind of depends on the player, I think.
Yeah, it depends, because if you play Jack, you either hit them. Okay, the client is a bit confused.
Yeah, the client doesn't want to see Swarmzy crush the maps anymore.
Yeah, it specifically singles out Swarmzy because he's too dang good. How dare you be so good? Okay. I guess we're getting a Swarmsy show for now, focusing a bit on what Swarmsy is doing. 100%
Yeah,
beat. Okay.
this is the Swarmsy showcase.
He's just showcasing his insane rise accuracy right now. It's just
99.99, 99.98, 97, 96. That's the long jacks come in.
yeah, after that it's going to be very light in terms of jacking, which means it's just if you can do the BPM, it's going to be pretty easy. From what Swarms is showing, I think he can get a really scary score.
Anyways,
Yeah.
let's go into the actual chord jacks.
Yep, we are in the chord jacks.
No, Asriel is going to be
Asriel.
missing a huge point.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. It was right in the middle of a dense section, and it was, oh, that's Mystery L missing 2, which evens things out slightly, but it looks like Azriel took too much of a hack hit just because of that miss. Which means that this is squarely in Philippines' favor. I think they can afford another miss.
Yeah, Mr. Riel's miss was actually pretty light, pretty clean actually. So,
Yeah. And Triduan also missing. Maybe they just knew that they were a bit weaker on the Georgia side of things. Looking also interesting that, my god, Swarmsy, what are you doing?
Swansea is just keeping this accuracy up, and it's going to be resulting in a 998-102 score with 76.
8 in semifinals.
With 76 regulars. Shoutouts to Tidwan's 91 regulars as well, which is actually really good as well. To be competing that close with Swansea is actually really commendable. We've seen Tidwan's actually insane ratio in the previous match as well, but the miss is really unfortunate.
Yeah, fortunately, Azrael seems to be a bit weaker on the short jack side of things. His ratio got quite a hit. I don't normally see him getting such a ratio. That's like a 1-5 ratio. But, oh well. Vietnam has another pick. They might go for something straightforward, such as Strange Program. Or
actually, now that we think about it, Rice might be a little bit risky for Vietnam to go. Like depending on the pick, they might give away the point to the Philippines as we've seen right now.
I think they could actually pick a LM. I think Preserved Valkyrie would be decent enough for them.
Yeah, Preserved Valkyrie, I don't know, because this kind of LN, I don't know if it would give the advantage to Vietnam or the Philippines. It's kind of an ambiguous pick. We haven't touched the hybrids yet. And the hybrids might be pivotal in each of the team's strategies.
Zero could be a potential pick, I'd say, but I think they could go for something like Angelic Layer, because Philippines didn't do really well on it in their last match.
Oh my god, they're actually going Preserved Valkyrie?
Okay, I guess we're getting the wild card. Maybe they're just sensing that Philippines is really weak on the LMs right now. More weak than they should be, and they're just gonna take that advantage.
Yeah, or maybe the Philippines were just baiting Vietnam into picking the LN. Honestly, like, based on the Philippines' LN abilities, they might just be making a comeback here. I'm really excited to see how it's gonna go from now on, because this
They
is
could take it. Yeah.
this is kind of a new chapter in the match right now.
Yeah, the Philippines looking pretty strong on some prize picks actually, which means that they could not only take some LN points if they keep up their consistency, they might take some hybrid. We'll see. It's actually pretty. This match is just a wild card, to be honest. It's like you don't really know who's gonna win because misses are so impactful, and it seems like everyone is getting misses. No one is immune.
Yes, this is the law of semifinals. Semifinals is where things get very ambiguous. No one is getting consistent FCs anymore. Anyone can miss. Anyone can miss.
Indeed. Yeah, just waiting for the match to start up. I don't remember this map too well, but I believe it was pretty dense.
It's very. It's kind of a mix of density, shields as well.
Yeah, also, I think it's just both. Actually, they seem to have a different player from last time. Cirelia played last time on Crusade Valkyrie, but now they're having Kure in instead. Have we actually seen Kure before this match?
Kura has been here for a while.
I'm forgetful. Don't mind me.
Anyways, let's go into the performance aspects of the matchup right now. Jay is kind of a little bit behind, and Kura is trying to catch up to the 99.5. Meanwhile, Vietnam is entirely above 99.6.
Yep, that is extremely strong. J1002 is keeping it pretty much together, but they're hitting a bit too wide. They're just getting a bit too many 200s than they'd like. And I think this is going to be one more this density section here.
Yeah, we haven't seen any misses. Jay is going to be answering my call.
They just heard you, and they said, "I'll show you."
Oh no, Kura! No, why are you doing this to me?
It's okay. This seems to be pretty much Vietnam's. They're really strong on the LNs apparently.
Yeah, T1 is looking to perform extremely well, like above 990k on Crusade Valkyria. But
Super.
Els has performed also even better than T1.
Yeah, 991k. It was a slight underperformance compared to last time where they got a 993k, but 991k is still extremely strong, being the top scoring of the lobby.
Yeah, extremely strong showing, especially like extremely strong team showing from Vietnam. I don't know how Vietnam does it, but every single time they give us 3 good Rise plays, 3 good LN plays. It seems that they have chosen their team lineup to be at least able to dish out 3 equal players, 3 equally insane players.
Yeah, on both Rise and LN. So they're looking like quite a well-rounded team, able to take on pretty much any challenge. Hybrid still hasn't been touched. They're sitting there pretty lonely there. Poor hybrids.
Yeah. Our teams are too pure for the hybrids.
Yeah, it's Rise or Ellen or nothing.
Or SV, I guess. But SV is pure in its own way.
It's really weird because it can. It's like not a type of note. It's several notes, or it's not a note, but it's so difficult to conceptualize for me. They're going for a QE, a tech pick, probably because Goblin was kind of close, I believe.
Yeah, they might be counting on Swampsy's incredible performance right now.
Yeah.
And be counting also on Vietnam's chokes, numerous chokes. I feel like Vietnam is kind of hitting a ceiling in terms of skill barrier.
It's interesting because the match started out with Philippines picking LN and Vietnam winning them all, and then Philippines took a Rise point, and then they've been picking Rise. Kind of funny. Wait, huh?
Oh, wait, they're gonna be changing their pick for Acquaintance instead? Okay, in my mind, QE was a decent pick. Acquaintance is a little bit more ambiguous because Acquaintance is more affordable for Vietnam.
Yeah, I think that Azrieli would destroy a map like this, especially, and try the one. So I'm not entirely sure on this. I'm guessing they are banking on some kind of consistency performance. But then again, the Philippines has looked like the inconsistent ones this time around.
Like I feel like Acquaintance is more risky than QE because in QE you can expect people to miss on both sides, and it's just kind of a matter of missing the least. Acquaintance, you have to get your accuracy game on the spot, and Swampsy is actually not on the field.
Interesting. I assume he's more of a straightforward Rise player. Also, what is happening with Kura? That is such a weird start. Yeah,
already
kind of
not starting at 100% is a bad sign. Anyways, let's go.
Yeah, this is pretty dumpy. It's a chart that I recommend you play because it feels great, I think.
Oh yeah, it has a great flow.
Yeah, I've learned a lot just from looking at the map.
But yeah, Vietnam doing Vietnamese things and Kura missing their first half.
Yeah, this is why I think this one is probably not the best option, because you know it's pretty easy to perform consistently, but you still have a slight chance of just messing up a single pattern, which means that a slightly inconsistent team will perform considerably worse than a more well-rounded and consistent team. A inconsistent team has to go for more wildcard picks, and this I don't think is much of a wildcard. It's fairly straightforward, all things considered. And yeah,
it's straightforward enough for Vietnam to be doing consistently well, actually.
Yeah, Philippines is lagging behind, unfortunately. Yeah, this is just misses on top of misses. It's looking very shaky. They have to hope that someone misses like 4 notes in a row on Vietnam's side to be able to take a lead.
Yeah, I don't know what the train of thought was to switch the pick from QE to Acquaintance, because Acquaintance, as we see, is not the pick you want to do against Vietnam.
Yeah, they definitely do very well on these kind of picks. And they don't even have Swarmzy on board, which will... It's a big part of why they've taken these last couple points. And yeah, that is Vietnam's. They're taking their 6th point, looking to close it out with their own pick. This was a break point. Therefore, Vietnam has a shot. They have a very good shot. They have to pick right. And I think they have to go for a hybrid, I'd say. They do really well on them. And I'm surprised to see that they've been avoiding hybrids as much as they have. It's like,
honestly, I feel like they could meme it out and completely avoid the hybrids and go for a Strange Program. I think Strange Program is in Vietnam's advantage.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick too. They could also go for something like Sronio Zero, but if they do want to be the pure team, clean ones, I have to go for the Strange Program. And we're just waiting for them to decide.
Yeah, this choice is very important. Well, they have other chances, but this is their chance to close it, definitely, because this is match point.
Also, apparently Swarmzy had mind blocks on Acquaintance, which is why they did not play Acquaintance, which makes it even more of a questionable pick, because you're leaving out your strongest accuracy player.
I have no idea.
Oh well.
Oh, they're going for Eagle Seeker.
Yeah, that was one of their hybrid picks last round. They had a good score by Sevelia. I think it was 988k. This one is pretty long and certainly very tricky.
Yeah, I think this is a very good song to potentially close this match with.
And this is going to be our first hybrid look on this entire match. So we'll see how well it goes. But Philippines does have a shot. They just have to keep consistent. Unfortunately, they have, I think, lost every single long note based pick, and I think this one is one of those long note oriented hybrids, and it's very typical Abraxas type map. Just all around very tricky snapping on the long notes.
Yeah, we're gonna see how everyone on the field is dealing with it, but Els is not having it as she misses first.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We really have to have consistency, but WL actually we got some miss. I still wonder why they avoided strange program. It was probably... I mean, I guess they're just worried because Trido showed some inconsistencies on the rise, so they wanna...
To be fair, I think they avoided strange program because they were afraid of Swampsy.
Yeah, it was all Swarmsy.
Oh, Trido's gonna be missing again! They're gonna be giving the advantage to the Philippines definitely now.
Yeah, this is now all the way in Philippines' favor. And it's at the halfway point with a slight break section until we get to more of the meat of the map in a second. Okay, yeah, this is very tricky. It's just so releasy. The rise doesn't mean much here, it's just all the coordination in the LM.
Oh, Jay's gonna be missing. It's gonna be crucial as they give away the lead to Vietnam. And Levy is also gonna be missing. And
oh, this is going to be really close. This is actually super close. It's all rests on these final moments. Will Vietnam hold their advantage? Come on, and they looking like they are. After all.
Yeah, it's just gonna be barely taking it. This was dangerous. This was very dangerous.
Yeah, they're playing a dangerous game right here. And I'm really surprised they actually took it, because that's 5 misses on lovely L.
Yeah, I think that was some kind of luck or something, but that was very much hurting their accuracy all around.
Also, you know, seeing this, they have 977, 977, 977 on Philippines. All 977.
Wow, that's a team performance right here.
Yep, and it looks like the one higher scoring player, the 987, I believe that was... It was Sivelia who scored 987. Really took that home, I think. And congratulations to Vietnam. They'll be advancing all the way to finals, and I think this is the first time in finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my god. Vietnam's highest standing was in groups, and now they're in finals. Okay.
Wow. Gotta be proud for them. Give them a round of applause.
I cannot applaud because I have push to talk, but anyways, Vietnam's lineup right now is a lineup I'd be interested to see their performance on the finals map pool, but because the finals map pool actually is gonna be hurting a lot.
Yeah, Great Britain did show weakness on this map pool, so I wonder how that will play out on the finals once we get to losers finals next week.
Oh my god, UK versus Vietnam. I think that's gonna be such an interesting match.
Yeah, definitely. United Kingdom are extremely, almost stupidly strong on the rise. And Vietnam has shown pretty good strengths on hybrids and long nodes. And we're also just waiting for Japan versus Korea to happen, which will decide the final losers final pairing and decide which one will head on out.
Yeah,
that's a match.
Yeah, that's a match. That's an understatement for sure. Japan versus South Korea, 13 UTC. That's gonna be
roughly 3 hours.
Roughly 3 hours from now.
Yeah.
It gives you enough time to go buy some popcorn because you're gonna be needing it. Direly.
You get that popcorn. You deserve it, because this is going to be match for the ages. But with that said, do you have anything else to say, Petraj?
I think that's about it. The Philippines have done tremendously well in this MWC. I think their lineup was definitely like some of the best they could. They have actually dished out on the field, and some of the scores were actually really nutty. So it's sad to see them go, but we're gonna be seeing more, and more with Japan versus Korea, and more next week. Next weeks, I should say.
Next week's, yep. We are not quite done yet. We have 2 more weeks. We have, but first of all, Japan versus Korea, and immediately after that, we'll be having Map Pool Showcase hosted by me and Mint. So stay tuned for that. We have quite a showcase. It's going to be fantastic. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. And also buy banners. Support your team. Support the tournament scene in Osu. Buy banners. Show support to your team. Buy
banners. Yes.
Alright, with that said, see you on the flip side.
Cheers.